Hey, it's Wednesday night again, so it's the Wednesday night mouse party. And sorry, I'm just trying to get the YouTube studio up and going. There's we go. I am back from Thunder on the Prairie. Excuse me. It was a fun time, and so I thought I'd do a recap of my experience, and Gary can maybe talk about how he saw it going down. But for joining us tonight, we've got Iron Road. How's it going, Iron Road?
Not bad. Can't complain.
And we've got the pride of Kansas, Gizzard Gary. How's it going, Gary?
Hey, it's going great. Thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
And G Webs, how you doing tonight?
Good. You guys allowed to talk about the event with all the litigation and lawsuits pending?
Well, we'll throw caution to the wind. G23, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for the invite.
So, oops. There we go. Out there tonight was Barrett SVG was out there earlier. He might have gone to bed already. G23, Wesley Foster, Gizzard Gary, M. Gabriel, Gear Websites, Screaming Skull Saloon, and M. Gabriel's asking, that's a long trip. Do you drive? No, I flew. I did not want to drive. If I drove straight through, it'd be about a 24, 26-hour drive.
Now, after the trip, do you regret that decision? Would you change your mind and drive next time?
I actually thought about that after I got back. Because I didn't take any guns with me because I didn't want to fly with them. I didn't want the hassle of doing that. And if I drove, then I could have taken stuff with me. But I've got that long drive. If I broke it up, did it in like 2 days. So the drive's a lot easier. It's only 12 hours per day driving. But then I'm extending that stay for that much longer. So I don't know. I'm still kind of mixed on whether I would want to drive or not. Because I left Friday, stayed with a friend Friday night, who I hadn't seen in at least 10 years, maybe 15 years. And which was really cool because he had just bought a Tommy gun. So he took me out and we broke in his new Tommy gun. They are awesome. They're really clunky and kind of awkward. The charging handle, man, you got to wear gloves. That thing is rough. And it was having problems to start with. I mean, well, neither of us knew anything really about them, so we're trying to figure out as we went along. There was um, a multi-page instruction sheet, the owner's manual, which of course we didn't read, and he went out to grab it, and the RSO for the range comes in, and he asked me, "Did you guys lube that?" And I'm like, "Well, he just bought it, so probably not." And we added a little oil to the bolt, and it ran fine for the rest of the time.
They sound pretty. They're also pretty heavy too.
Yeah, but I mean, really low recoil because of that.
Yep.
And I was gonna say fairly accurate, but that's at 25 yards for me, which I'm not the greatest shot. The shots went in the general location that I wanted, so it was cool. It was really cool. And he took me out to steakhouse, the Drovers, and I got a really bad steak.
Oh,
Yeah. I did not know how sinewy a sirloin is.
sinewy.
Yeah. So it's really hard to chew. It wasn't rubbery,
Oh,
but the connective tissue, wow. I looked it up
Yeah.
later after we got back to his place, and basically read an article that said, yeah, basically if it's not braised just right, then it's chewy and icky. I mean, it looked great. It's just you couldn't chew it. And the only reason I got it was the smallest steak, and I wasn't very hungry.
was it really? And so, from what I gather, it was real tough. You said.
No, I got it
Oh.
medium rare, and it was more on the rare side, but just the connective tissue in there.
So it was softer than Wagyu beef, basically.
Yeah, so I learned a lesson because he sends me every year Omaha steaks, and there's sirloin in there, but my wife always cooks them and then cuts them up for stir fry. So I've never eaten the whole steak, so I don't know if theirs are better or not, but I learned a valuable lesson. He paid for it, so it was a $30 steak. How you doing, DJ?
I'm doing all right, man. Sorry to hear about that steak, though.
No, and I want to say I owe DJ an apology. I felt he was kind enough to kind of drive me around, and then he took me around before my flight out Sunday, and I felt like garbage. So he's showing me all these cool places, and I'm just kind of
Jet lag.
yeah. So, and I felt bad when I got on the plane and slept pretty much the whole way back. When I got home, I threw my bags on the floor, went straight to bed. But I apologize, DJ. I felt bad that was such a
Oh, man, you didn't feel well. No apology necessary. Maybe get it the next time around and get you a better steak than the one you had, sure.
Yeah, and I don't know because it was hot and humid. I was there Saturday and Sunday, stayed, and then left Monday. But it was hot and humid Saturday and Sunday, and I got a little dehydrated both days. And I believe I drank enough water. Because when I'd go to the bathroom, it was on the paler side. But I was losing, all the minerals and stuff and not replacing those. I think that's.
Did you say they made you go to the bathroom in a pail?
Yeah. You're out in the middle of a cornfield. Do what you got to do.
But they did have a window so that you could throw it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little warm. It wasn't quite on the crispy side, but you're right. Conditions being different than what you might be used to at home, that could create some adjustment. And flying both ways, man.
Yeah, I'm still not. I don't know if it's also I was coming off a cold when I went. I thought basically I was done with it. You know, I had just a minor cough, and then after I got home, it's like boom. You know, I'm still a little bit stuffed up.
There's probably a lot of 9mm there, and that can have that effect on a human.
Yeah, I shot a bunch of micro nines. I don't know if that's it. I caught something from it.
That can make a person depressed and very, like they call it, spaghetti armed. You can't even lift stuff up after that.
As long as you didn't go down to 32 ACP.
No, they didn't. That would have been cool though. I've never shot one. Honcho Fett's out there. He was out there at the Thunder on the Prairie. It was really cool looking meeting him. And the picture with Honcho and Gary, I look huge. And you're more than welcome just to chime in with whatever Gary is. We're talking along here.
No, I was trying to be nice, but I did make the remark to you while you were there. It's like the biggest mouse I ever saw. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there were at least a couple of people that told me, "Oh, you're a lot taller than I thought you were."
You don't look that tall on the internet.
Well, he intentionally angles the camera down to make people think he's only 5'11".
Of course, to be fair, most people when they stand next to me find that they're taller than me. I'm not real sure why that is, but yeah.
But that's the main reason I went out there was to meet people. Meet the people that I talked to on the chats and stuff. And I did make, I made shorts. That's all I did. I didn't do any longer videos. All the Micro 9 stuff, I forgot to have Wayward Son videotape that when I was shooting them. I was going to cut that up into shorts for each gun. And I forgot to give him my phone. But yeah, there was Gizzard Gary was there. Honcho Fett, Pat in a Bunker, Defense Dad, and Travis P. Levin. They are the ones that organized it. Who else was there?
Squib Load. This guy named DJ Play Nice. He was
DJ.
there.
Wayward, you mentioned Wayward.
Who else?
Barbecue didn't go?
No, he didn't make it.
Are you sure that he's not just on a train somewhere?
He got delayed.
He just didn't realize he slept through the announcement, like Kansas or no,
Amtrak had a derailment.
Next stop, Nebraska, and he woke up and he's in Washington.
Was that pretty much everybody?
Did you say Pat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you got everybody.
Snob didn't go up there?
No.
A couple of the people brought their families.
What about vendors and stuff? Didn't they have people there?
Mead was one of the big vendors. They provided a lot of ammunition. Really cool company. The people that were there were really cool. They kind of did all the stuff that we did all the shooting stuff, kind of hung out, went to dinner with us. Blackout Coffee provided coffee, which I don't drink coffee. I might do a video trying one of the coffees that they gave us. What was it called? It's called like Morning Attack or something like that.
Morning Reaper?
No, it was more aggressive.
I got one called Brutal Awakening.
That's it. It was Brutal Awakening.
Okay, yeah.
So I might try that. Monstrum,
Versacary.
Versacary. Versacary gave. I've got mine out. Yeah, holsters and belts. So Defense Dad had asked everybody, "What do you normally carry?" And then Versacary gave us a holster for what we carried. Which afterwards I thought, oh, I should have asked. I should have told him something that's kind of more obscure that I don't have a holster for, rather than something I already had a holster for. But the belt is pretty nice. It's a regular belt, and I like the ratchet style, so I might just use it as a regular belt than as a gun belt. Cleanse oil. Gave out some little cleaning kits, and was there any other
I'm
sponsors?
trying to think if there's anybody we're forgetting. Oh, MTM Case Guard, yeah.
Supposed to be running a banner.
Oh yeah, probably. Remind me in like 5 minutes.
Didn't G-Webs send some patches?
G-Web sent out a pile of stickers and some patches.
I think everybody came away from there with a Thunder on the Prairie patch.
Yeah,
Was there enough for everybody?
yeah.
Yep.
I gave out some. I gave out some of the Booberry glow in the dark ones, and gave people a choice between the glow in the dark, the Emphos and the Sparkle, and all the tough guys, of course, took the glow in the dark. Only one person, I think it might have been Defense Dad, took a Sparkle one, or Travis. It might have been Travis that took one.
The sparkle ones are actually kind of cool.
I thought so. And then this one here, which let me full
I
screen
don't believe in
myself.
sparkling.
This one, which would have been a lot funnier had Guns and Barbecue been able to make it. I'm a friend of Jonathan Berger, but he couldn't make it, so. But I did send him one in his swag bag. Yeah, and DJ had a great idea where we shot a target. Everybody that was there signed it, and then that's going to be sent to him. So, since everybody's reminded me, I'm supposed to be doing this. Let me get the right one. There we go. At the bottom of the screen, there's a banner scrolling, an email address, and a link. You can send in comments, suggestions, or pictures within reason to untacticalthoughts@gmail.com or the link. And in the description, there's a link for the overnight Gilded server. That's another way to get a hold of me and get a hold of basically anybody that's on the show. You can contact them through that. And if you watch this in replay, leave a comment. I always read the comments, and they're always appreciated. And yeah, I left my iPod there in Nebraska.
In the bunkhouse?
Yeah. I know I had charged it, and it might have fallen behind the side table or something.
People in Nebraska won't know what that is. They're just going to think it's a magic stick or something. No, I just gave them a bunch of patches. I don't know how they gave them away or whatever. But did you check your mail? What was the swag bags? Might stop
That
getting it there till after they made them, I think.
it had the holster, belt, couple different cleanse oil. Um,
The
e-
coffee sample from Blackout Coffee.
Yeah.
I got some scope rings.
Yeah,
Mine.
Monstrum.
Oh yeah.
Monstrum gave 3 sets of scope rings, low, medium, and high, 1-inch scope rings.
Is that coffee company the one that Guns and Gadgets is?
Yes.
Okay. Was that good coffee?
It was wonderful coffee. Yeah, we drank it in the mornings when we were having our donuts and stuff, and it was a really good coffee.
They have donuts in Nebraska. Are
They
these the
do.
kind of donuts with like a panhandle hanging off of them?
I didn't see one.
Donuts were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Randy's donuts, I think they were called.
Now, did the donuts pair well with the coffee? That's like how you gotta evaluate it.
Well, I don't think Foss actually drank the coffee, but
No.
I thought they went very well together myself. Yeah, it's Concho out there
Do you live
too.
in Washington? You don't drink coffee? Is that legal?
I don't drink coffee anymore. I'm not opposed to coffee drinking. I just, in my younger days, in my more harem scarum days, was less responsible and ended up where that's all I had was coffee and popcorn. So I lived off coffee and popcorn for until those ran out, and it really screwed with my stomach. So I stopped drinking coffee.
I did coffee at Folgers Coffee, not anything fancy, mind you, and Totino's Pizza. No fancy pizza there for a whole semester, and it didn't do me any good either.
That's what I used to drink, Folgers, and if I bought coffee somewhere, I just ask them, black, and I liked it with a couple sugars.
And another reason why people from Washington don't really like coffee is that company decided to become traitorous and get rid of the basketball team.
Well, Starbucks is awful. It's over roasted and bitter.
Yes, they are completely horrible.
But I got to, thanks to Squib, got to shoot an M1 Grand. That's Honcho Fett mentioned that a little earlier. Garand, which was awesome. My shoulder is still sore, but shot that and his BM59, which is not an M14, but kind of looks like an M14, which was also awesome. And now I want an M14. Thanks to him and kind of Pat in a bunker. I shot a couple of his Mosins, which for being commie guns, they're kind of cool.
You never shot a Mosin before?
Nope.
Those kick way more than a Karen, don't you think? Out of all the ones you said, those should be the ones that have kicked the most.
He had 3.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he have them in plastic stocks?
No. Well, he had 2 in wood stocks. One had a butt saver, the shoulder saver thing pad. One didn't. One had the metal butt plate, and then one was sporterized, which
I think I remember seeing that video.
Yeah, that thing was so soft shooting. It had a brake on it. It was kind of amazing. It was loud, but hardly any recoil on it.
Well, that's one I shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that's the first time I'd ever shot one.
You haven't shot a Nagant either?
Nope.
So Nagants, there can be short little Nagants, there can be super long Nagants, and then there can be different stocks, like you're saying, and then there's extensions to the butt so that they're long enough for length of pull, but then there's also ones to reduce recoil, and all of those are going to shoot a little bit differently. So shooting a Nagant, don't hesitate to shoot another Nagant, is what I'm saying. Like you're going to get different recoil impulses from different Nagants as you shoot them.
That's one of the great things about Thunder on the Prairie is getting to shoot other people's guns because you get to shoot stuff you've never shot before. That's what makes it fun.
So mandatory carries out there. Sergeant Joe Smith, Ozzy Osbourne, or God damn it, Osbourne. Sorry, Ozzy. I don't know why I said Osbourne.
I did the same thing a week or two ago myself. Don't feel bad.
But we get here after a lifetime of saying Ozzy Osbourne like so easily. It just rolls out there sometimes.
And Vanessa Kitty. But yeah, that was when Honcho Fett shot Squib's Garand. Squib put the bayonet on it, which made it even cooler.
What gun did DJ win this time?
You won an upper, didn't you, DJ? This year?
that was the previous year. But Pat and I tied for 7th in the overall, and I saw him shooting better than I did all day long. But yeah, it was fun to do that Top Shot style competition.
Yeah,
What gun did you win?
You won something though, didn't you? I thought you.
Oh, from the drawings? Yeah, I most certainly did. I won 200 rounds of some varmint ammo from Meade, and also an optical or sight thing that Travis had thrown in there.
Yeah, I won an LPVO, and I won a little tin ceramic coated coffee cup from Blackout Coffee. What'd you get, Gary?
Well, I got one of those ceramic coated coffee mugs too. For the skills competition, I got a cleaning kit range bag thing from Cleanse Oil. Then I got 450 rounds of 223 from Meade also. So I come out pretty good.
How many hundreds and 50?
450.
Nice.
Yeah, I hadn't really shot in a long time, and it showed. It was kind of weird because it used to be I was terrible with rifles, and I was okay with handguns, and this time I was terrible with handguns. And I did really good with all the long guns. I don't know. I was just glad that I did okay with something because they had like the little shooting gallery ducts that go across conveyor belt. Was it 5 shots?
10 shots.
10 shots.
Think.
I hit 1.
Yeah, me too.
And then there was like a plate rack. I hit 1. I was happy to at least hit 1. And then with the AR-15, they had hanging targets, hanging gongs, and I got 4 out of 5 on that. And then there was a dueling tree. I got 4 out of 5 on that. There was shotgun bowling, but everybody got the same score.
So this was like Top Shot, where everybody is in groups or something doing the same stages against everybody, like scores
Yeah.
against everybody? Okay.
Yeah.
How about the hostage target? How many times did you shoot the hostage?
The
Oh, no.
hostage target. I killed the hostage. I put 3 shots dead center in his chest. A nice group, but they did not walk away from that.
Isn't that the thing? Is that famous line from a movie? In a hostage situation, what do? Shoot the hostage?
I don't remember that one, but yeah. How did you do on that, Gary?
I shot the hostage taker all 3 times. That's how I got 3rd place. I think I was the only one who made all 3 shots. Because I was astonished when they told me I was tied for 2nd. It's like, how? And they said, the hostage target, you're the only one that aced it. And I said, wow.
Yeah, I did really bad on that.
The one that I found the most. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the stage that was most challenging for me was using a 22 buck mark to shoot golf balls that were suspended on lines of twine, like 3 orange golf balls. That I'm looking at that stage and I'm like, nah, that's like splitting a card in half or something for me. There's no way.
That was fun. That one I only hit 1, but I really like that challenge.
And I might be wrong, but I think Pat got them all. I mean, I felt I was lucky to get that one that I did, and I saw people wrapping them around the top post a couple of different times. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Pat was a deadeye, but he's probably used to shooting stuff from his tractor.
And they're used to all the pollen and heat, altitude, humidity.
Did you say altitude?
Yeah, Foss is coming from probably ground sea level. What is your altitude there? 1,000 feet?
I don't know. If we're like nothing, I don't know. I just it's funny because I not only think about us as being incredibly devoid of mountains, but yeah, ground.
There's no way you're sea level in the middle of the continent. You got to.
Oh, I doubt it. I just don't know. I'll look it up though. I'll let you know.
No, I think Travis said where it was. I'm at 174 feet.
What was the town in Nebraska?
Firth.
Allegedly. What?
Firth?
FIRTH, and Omaha is listed at 1,060 feet. So I had an advantage, Foss.
Firth,
That's what I'm saying.
1355 is what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. 1,300 feet. So that's
So,
half as tall as Arizona. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have been, somebody coming from a higher elevation is going to have a different ability there. And all you Nebraskans, that's why they bring you to Nebraska to do this competition. What's Kansas is about the same probably. Right?
Let's see, where I live is just a little over 1,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, see, that's why y'all have to bring people to the Midwest so you can bring them to your altitude. And pollen. People aren't used to all that pollen. Come on. He's used to the sea air, filtered sea air.
Did Squib bring his black powder pistol?
No, he didn't bring any black powder this year. Honcho's he's at 605.
See? Now we figured it out. Why they have to. It has to be in Nebraska. It has to be every year.
Screaming Skull is 787.
Hey, you didn't know you were in Big Sky Country up there in Nebraska, did you?
We're right next into Denver, and they're always at their elevation.
It was beautiful out there though. Sunday morning, I went I was up early, of course. Went out, walked around the grounds, took some pictures. There'll be a short for that coming out.
You stayed at the like place at the range, like
Yeah.
the facilities at the range. How many
Yeah.
people stayed there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, counting you, I think. Because Pat, his wife, and his daughter, then me, Honcho, John, Wayward Son, and then you. So
Oh yeah, Sandhills didn't show up, right? He was doing something else.
he does. He
Yeah,
does
like a
weddings on weekends because he has a DJ thing that he does at weddings
does
and
DJ?
stuff, and he was booked up.
Careful. Check that.
Here's a picture Honcho sent in. There we go. So that's Wayward Son in the black, and then the blue shirt is myself. And that's he gathered together a bunch of Micro 9s to compare them, and went through and got our initial impressions on the guns, and then we went through a second time and then shot each one and gave our impressions of the guns. And only one of them I had shot before, the P938, which I didn't like before I had shot it, and I really still didn't like after I had shot it again. Did you go through that, Gary?
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember what he had? He had a 43X, a SIG P320.
A 365 XL.
It was not an XL. I know we disagree on that, but because I looked at it, I have shot the XL, and I had not shot the regular 365, and I looked at the number on the gun.
Is it
He
possible
said it was a
the LX?
365X.
Yeah,
So-
it was not the XL.
It
Might have
didn't
been.
really-
Might have been the X.
They do have the X that has the flat face trigger in it.
Yeah, it had the flat face trigger. And there was a CZ at the very end.
Oh, was it P10?
An M, I believe.
Oh, and the Mete, the
The Canic.
Canic.
Yeah, it was a compact, which I kind of like that.
My favorite was the SIG. For me,
Which one?
Oh, the 320. It felt the best, and all of them were shot pretty well, except that P938. I still
That thing jammed on me like 3 times out of the 6.
Well, I talked to Justin, and he said that it does that because it failed to extract on me.
Which gun is that?
The SIG P938. But because I put that as number 1 for me. Number 2 might have been that Canic. And then I think number 3 I put the Glock.
So speaking of micros, what'd you guys think about that Derringer?
God, that was awful.
I didn't shoot that.
What kind of Derringer?
It was a
Cobra,
Davis.
wasn't it? Was it
Yeah, or
Davis?
Cobra. Yeah, it was in 22, I think.
Oh,
and
the one we did the one shot with. That you had to take 2 hands to pull the trigger. It was so hard to pull. I remember that now.
It was awful. I was expecting something like mine, but it was Basically, it felt like there was no trigger there, and you're just pulling on the frame because it's you pull as hard as you can, and then it goes off.
Sounds like it might be broken.
He was having problems with it.
It was ridiculous. I concur. I was pulling and pulling. I'm like, there's no way. And again, no, just as everyone was encouraged to do, no, just keep pulling. It'll go. Just like there's no way. And finally, when it did go off, it's just like, okay, that's not hitting anything. And I think everybody's tumbled straight at the target. There was keyhole all over the place.
Yeah, I literally had to take my left hand and put my left finger over the top of my right finger, just having that strength.
I knew, but since I've shot the Derringer before, I knew that basically you have to bring the front down where it feels like you're pointing at the ground because of the way the sights are. And it shot where I aimed, but I was correcting for what everybody else was shooting, but then ended up shooting exactly where I was aiming. I think I was second or third farthest away.
Yeah, I was second. I saw everybody else was shooting high, so I aimed about 3 or 4 inches below the bullseye, which worked out, but I was still high.
These are guns that Squib brought. On the far right, that's the BM59, and he stressed it is not an M14. And then his Garand, his.
You mean on the right?
Yeah, sorry. On the right. And then the 22, what did he say it was? Like SG44, something like that. And then I didn't shoot his AR. But I really like
Like
that.
a lot of mosquitoes with that lake right there. So what's going on with that lake right there? There's a lot of mosquitoes.
There wasn't. I don't. What are those little biting flies, Gary? Do you know?
I don't know, but boy, they liked my ankles.
What the first day I didn't have a problem. Second day they were biting my legs, and I realized the first day I was wearing pants. Second day I was wearing shorts.
Oh shit! You wear shorts in that kind of grass?
And then, but I had sunblock on my arms, which I forgot to put on my legs. And they didn't seem to like the sunblock, so they stayed off of anywhere I had that on. Yeah, I don't think there were horse. There's. I don't think they're horse flies because they were smaller than the horse flies I'm used to.
Yeah, horse flies around here are huge.
Yeah, horse flies would be pretty big, I bet you, in Nebraska. Wait, do you have horses in Nebraska?
I didn't see any.
So Hacho said that's a STG 44, which Squib, I believe he has a video of him looking at it at the shop on his channel. And they weren't mosquitoes. I didn't really. We didn't have a problem with mosquitoes there.
No, they were for sure they looked like plain old flies to me.
Yeah, a little smaller than a housefly.
Well, there can be like just black flies or whatever, those kind of things, and they can be annoying.
Ozzy's saying the X-Carry is a compact slide with a full-size grip.
Yep.
So it's a combination of both of them. Okay.
So the 320 that you shot that I brought up, even though the red dot was off because I screwed up, that was a 320X compact.
Yeah, that's what mine is, the CX compact.
Oh, okay. Everybody's asking who's snoring. You said it was George, didn't you?
George got down,
Oh,
so I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably the burrito, the mushroom burrito.
whoa.
Were you able to do any night shooting in this range?
No.
Any kind of campfires or anything?
No, there weren't. At night, we did go to dinner, and that was about it. Everybody kind of went to bed.
Where'd you go to dinner at? Somewhere good?
Nobody shot pool.
I there was kind of the main area. That's where everybody stayed, except I was in the bedrooms that was across the hall.
Yeah, we did Friday night for sure. I don't know if anybody did Saturday, but yeah, we played a little bit on Friday night.
Was there pool tables at that place?
One
Yeah.
pool table and one foosball table.
Yeah, it had a kitchenette, showers, two bathrooms and 2 showers upstairs, a couple bathrooms downstairs.
Is this like a house that's converted, or is this a dedicated barrack type of building or dorm building?
kind of like a barn, a metal barn?
Okay.
But it kind of has a hunting cabin feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So a
one
general purpose building, purpose to be this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And one end of it, they had the one end where they had the meeting room, and then the bunkhouse is basically the second story of the meeting room. So, and we had stairs that went up there. So,
And they had air conditioners. And Justin had mentioned that he's hoping to get central air down in there in the not too distant future.
Well, it's the central part of the country, so just open the windows and it's central air.
I only think there were windows on the ends. Like there was a window in the kitchen and a window in one of the bedrooms. Other than that, there are no windows in there.
Yeah, the room I was in had 2 windows looking out and then 2 windows overlooking the inside.
What's this Firth, Nebraska all about? Is there like places to go there, or is it in the middle of nowhere?
It's about a couple hundred people.
So
Firth is really small. This facility is outside of Firth. Hell no, way too small for that.
Dollar
Yeah, this-
General, Dollar Tree,
Don't
restaurant.
think so.
Oh, okay, little.
Yeah, it's still busy. But where we were was a ways from the town. I mean, it's basically out in the middle of a section, out in the middle of nowhere on a country road. It's
Papa
kind of
D's
nice.
Pizzeria. I see Papa D's Pizzeria. So anyway, where did you go to eat then?
Oh, that's where we. What was the name of it?
Papa D's, is that where?
Yeah,
you went?
that's where we ate Friday night. Yeah, that's where you get the baked Nebraska. Baked Nebraska is basically it's a spaghetti dish served in a pie tin, believe it or not. And on one side it has the marinara sauce and the meat and stuff like that. It's kind of split in the middle. Then on the other side is a what's the name of the white sauce?
Oh,
Like an Alfredo.
Alfredo.
right on.
Yeah, Alfredo. And then the whole thing has mozzarella cheese, quite a bit of it over the top, and it's baked. So,
You lost me at that white sauce, but I think I remember that.
Yeah, the colors for the University of Nebraska Lincoln are scarlet and cream, so kind of a go-to.
and you can get an all white or an all red if you want to. They do have them on the menu.
This is the building where the bunkhouse is inside of.
Oh, okay.
And
then-
that door in the center is an overhead door for like rolling a tractor into. And that portion of the building is they're still using as kind of a shop.
Did Pat and a bunker show up in a tractor, or some kind of a seed
No,
splitter,
just
or
a-
some kind of a huller, or some kind of
Big
a?
SUV.
This was the meeting room that's downstairs.
Oh, I don't think I like that carpet.
Yeah, and this is upstairs.
Oh, neat. Get some pictures. Yep, there's our pool table and foosball table.
I think there's one more picture. Yeah, of the upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
There's a washer and dryer in there.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you these people are filthy. They're out there shooting. No, that's super handy though. Like if something happens,
And,
you can wash your clothes and you don't have to worry about it.
Justin and Dorothy, who run the place, they're awesome people.
Yes, they are.
Anything that you needed, you talk to them and they can get it figured out.
And basically, it's all by, it's a free will donation for use of the bunkhouse. They don't charge extra for it. So that's what's so great about it.
Well, I'm really glad I went.
So
Now,
this is the thing you're talking about, huh? It's like in a pie dish like this. You're saying? I was thinking a metal to go dish, but you're talking this thing. Right.
Yeah, it was a glass dish, I think. Yeah. That's
Okay.
like,
Sort of like a goofy lasagna, maybe.
yeah, but it was spaghetti noodles in there. But yep, that's exactly what we had.
They let bikers in there.
Yeah, they let us in there.
Now, was there a refrigerator there so you guys could have cold drinks?
Yeah, there's 2 fridges downstairs. Actually, Honcho just sent in a picture of downstairs.
Yeah, we did have one upstairs in the bunkhouse too.
Oh, okay.
G23, we're in the middle of America, not in the Middle Ages. Come on, man.
But this is
You
downstairs.
can't dance there, so we don't know what it's like there.
That back wall. Downstairs is that meeting room. Upstairs is kind of the bunkhouse.
What are those
Yeah.
boards or whatever?
Wall feature. On the right side here where the 2 windows are, that's the side I stayed on.
And there's offices underneath there, I think.
Um,
And
to
over
the-
in
yeah,
the
there's
far corners where the 2 downstairs restrooms are.
and then you can see the 2 fridges there that are downstairs.
Plus, I believe there's 1 or 2 inside the meeting room too. So, got all
Yeah.
kinds of refrigerators in there.
What are those speakers up on the wall on the right?
Yeah.
Up in the air.
Yep,
Now, was there a shower?
2 showers upstairs.
Seems like a good facility to me.
And a pond.
What's the name of the place?
Nebraska Shooters.
So what is their, they're not just there for Thunder on the Prairie, probably. What's their, like, do they have a thing that they
Different
do?
kinds of training.
Oh, it's a training facility, so people,
Yeah.
Pretty much,
instructors
yeah.
rent it out and can bring their students there and have all these facilities.
They
they
run
have-
classes.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, it's
various-
just their own?
No,
It's
they
not like
have.
you can-
They have guest instructors come by. They said Masad Ayub has been there before,
Okay.
and some other
Yeah.
people and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely check the roster of the people who have taught there before. They do standard concealed handgun stuff, all the NRA stuff, hunter safety, and Dorothy was inviting me out because I showed an interest in some of the cowboy stuff, like every
Stash shooting.
other Saturday. Yeah, they have cowboy action shooting and fun shoots and other stuff. The fence dad is he's the one who kind of was going to the place before proposing the idea of having Thunder on the Prairie, and he likes to go out there for their fun shoot nights, which they host also.
So where are the ranges at? I'm looking at the building. Where are the ranges from the building?
To the north of it.
To the
Let
left.
me
that
close
lake?
this, and then I'll bring you up.
Just in this
look
lake
at your
right here?
map.
I
So
gotta
there's
dip
the
out.
pond. See the pond there?
Yeah. Where's the range here?
There's across the pond is some
You
of the
shoot from here to this way?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then over,
shoot.
see that looks like a kind of like a corral. That's another
This?
area. Yeah.
This is a shooting area?
That's a pistol
Yep.
range there.
Where? Shooting this way?
Inside. Yeah. Mhm.
Everything's to the
What's
north
that?
of the tree line there in the center of the property. So if you zoom in above the trees, the tree line there in the center of the property, no,
No.
go back down to where stuff was. Zoom in center. Keep going.
Here?
Yeah. Everything
Okay, now
north of
that lane,
road.
yeah, that lane with this trees. There you go.
Everything on the pond
north of
side.
that.
Yeah. Over.
Bing.
Yeah, because you had to have hearing protection as soon as you crossed that road. That was the rule.
So what's going on here? Is this where you shoot from, or is this a parking lot, or what's this?
Yeah, that's where you shoot from.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to put this in relation to what I seen on your pictures, and I see
Then
a
to the
pond.
left of that is the 22 range. That's where we shot the ducks and stuff.
Shooting
Yeah,
this way.
No.
No, you shoot towards the left-hand side.
Yeah, kind of that way.
Yeah. They had a plate rack and stuff.
And
there.
you're saying there was ducks on this lake, and you're shooting at them with a 22? That's messed up.
No. And then
And
the
then there was-
shotgun range is clear off to the right. So
Over here.
Yeah.
That's not a very big footprint, considering this is a Nebraska backyard, as far as I understand. So this is just a little corner of somebody's.
it
property.
seems pretty big when you're there, though. It really does.
Yeah. It's compact, but there's a lot of areas to do stuff.
This
in.
is nothing. This is just their own property. For
Yeah.
That's their home.
here. Corn or whatever's by law they have to do in Nebraska or whatever.
Right.
So then you come in and park over here.
Yes.
Okay. What's this?
Pile of wood.
This? That a propane tank? That seems dangerous.
Might be their truck.
All
'Cause
right.
there was a truck parked there.
I say I sell propane and propane products.
Is there anything to do underneath of these trees? Some kind of picnic area? I feel like there could have been
Take a nap.
bonfire anywhere around here.
I
There's-
never went over there.
There, behind the big shed where the bunkhouse is. Yeah, there's a little patio. They had a grill,
Oh, over here.
picnic tables. Yeah,
Is there anything to go on in here? Is there fish in there? Is that
No.
big enough? It's just a little nothing.
yeah.
Well, I gotta dip out, you guys. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow.
Well, thanks for jumping in.
Yep.
Yep.
See ya.
Thank you.
What is this all about? Eastern
Ooh.
Nebraska missile silo.
Cool.
So you have 18 intercontinental ballistic missiles up there, and this is what they end up looking like. There's going to be an access road to them, and there's going to be a perimeter road. It's going to be a 40-acre square, and then on it there's going to be two pads where the fuel would have been, and then you go right in the center where that little depression is. That's a 9-story deep silo, and then if you go over here a little bit, you've got the crew quarters and stuff. So you guys could have gone over to that intercontinental ballistic missile silo. It looked like it was just on the street from you. FYI, next time you're there, go to, or what is this, a mile, you figure? These squares?
Yeah, each of those squares are a section, so that's a mile.
So a mile and a half, a mile, 2 miles away from that silo, assuming you can go in there, but it looks like you can just go in there. It looks like it's abandoned.
It's an Atlas base, and there's a family who lives there.
Atlas? This doesn't look like an Atlas to me. This looks like a Titan II.
Oh, is it?
That's what it looks like to me.
My bad.
There's 18 of them, so I don't know where they're all at in Nebraska, but I'll definitely be going to that at some point. Anyway, that's interesting. I just noticed that when I was trying to figure out how you got to your pizza place. Look how many farms there are. Does anybody need this many farms? Look at how many farms there are between that place and wherever the pizza place
And
is.
just think how much corn people eat, though. I mean, there's corn in everything. So,
Is this mostly corn around here?
Nebraska, yeah, I would think so.
Corn and beans.
Beans.
Yep,
Soybean.
soybeans.
Yeah, okay.
Look at all the irrigation circles.
Where is that pizza place?
It's in Firth, isn't it?
I'm trying to figure out where Firth is. This is a big town, isn't it? That's Lincoln.
That'd be Lincoln.
Firth is way down here somewhere.
Firth is, where is
Oh,
Firth?
there it is. So yeah, you had to go past that missile base and then over to here. So you went up to Firth Road, probably, and across.
Probably.
What is this, a highway or a railroad track? That's a railroad track.
I rode with somebody else, so I don't know exactly how they got there.
Screaming Skull is asking, do they deliver? I think Defense Dad said nobody. They like Uber Eats doesn't deliver out there.
No. Much like where I live, there's no such thing.
Look at this. Even in the middle of Firth, Nebraska, some fucker bought a chunk of farm and then sprawled out into it. More than once. But definitely right here. Go to
Yeah,
like,
Firth is one of the bedroom communities for the capital.
oh, really? So let me.
Yeah, anything that's about like within like sub 40 minutes from the city,
Oh, this is.
chances are that it's going to have developments. Lincoln is. Yeah.
Lincoln never stepped foot in Nebraska, yet you claim his name. I don't even think it was a state when Lincoln was around, but yet. Lincoln, Nebraska. It's messed up. When you got a panhandle, there's no rules.
So, DJ and Gary, what was your favorite thing from the weekend? Can you pare it down to a favorite thing?
Well, other than, getting to visit with folks, which is usually always the highlight of the trip, the skills competition, we didn't do that last year, so that was kind of fun.
It was fun. DJ?
I'm with Gary. The only thing else that I would add is being able to meet folks that I have not met in person before. And Boss, you were one of them. Honcho out there in the chat was another. It was great to be able to put, one hand into another and actually be able to hear the voices in real time. It's a little bit different than it is here with headphones.
I kind of agree. The skill challenge was fun. It was frustrating. All the 22 stuff was really frustrating. But yeah, I mean, my main thing was just to go finally be able to talk to people in person that I talked to on the internets. And I got to do that, which was fun.
Did you try to take like a pin or something and poke one of them, each of them, and then see if blood comes out, or maybe just like something short circuits, or you get a little electric shock when that happens?
No.
Sometimes you can shine some kind of infrared light into their eyes, and if they are blind, you know that they were probably a organic situation. But if they just give you some kind of a glare back, you know what I mean? Then you can tell it's a robot. It's a dangerous way of doing things.
Yeah, and shooting the BM-59 and the Garand was really cool. Yeah, I'd say it was. If you can make it, it's worth making it.
So y'all shot each other's guns, but then did y'all like fiddle with them? Like bring them out when after dinner or whatever and just fiddle with them so you have a chance to fiddle with them? Or is it, that's a lot different than, just pulling the trigger?
I didn't.
Well, they kind of discouraged us from having them out and about unless we were in the range area. So,
Oh, okay. Were you you weren't allowed to just go over there and hang out with your guns then?
I know we got spoken to because we were looking at somebody's pistol upstairs and we were gently asked, please don't have your guns out inside the building. If you want to look at a gun, you need to take it out on the range where it's safe and do it. So.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. But, it's a little bit like the time in, I'm thinking of like in Vegas. Oh, not Vegas. Well, I guess it probably happens in Vegas too. But in Tulsa, I thought everybody was bringing stuff into the hotel, checking stuff out.
I know that they were very, very serious about safety while we were there. They had all kinds of people who were range safety officers. They had people designated for medical, and they had probably about a half hour talk before we ever started, basically telling us the rules and everything and making sure that we had people designated for making 911 calls and everything else. So you didn't have to worry about people being unsafe. They were pretty good about safety, but they weren't pricks about it either. I mean, they would gently remind you, get your finger off that trigger, make sure that muzzle's pointed down range and stuff like that. But
yeah, just to remind you, you're not in your backyard farting
Right.
around at a barbecue, that you're at their place, and they're yeah. So how far was the hospital? Is it like Lincoln, or is there something closer?
my guess would be, yeah. DJ could probably tell you more than I could because he's from that area. But
Well,
Yeah, that county specifically, I do not know. There might be a county hospital nearby. Otherwise, you would be trucking it into Lincoln.
it's probably far enough away where there's like a pit halfway. So
Lincoln's not really that far from there.
if you're not going to make it, you make it to the pit.
How far is Lincoln from there?
What, 20
Half an hour.
minutes?
Okay.
Something like that.
Depends on
So
who's
they don't-
driving.
There doesn't need to be a hospital nearby this place. It's close enough to a hospital, in other words, in Lincoln. I'm assuming there's hospitals in Lincoln.
Have a good night, MC.
How big a town is Lincoln?
It's not that big.
250,000, something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Multiple Walmarts and every fast food and their own chains, and right, it's like that big.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Honcho's
they got
saying
multiple hospitals. Then.
there's 4 medical centers within 20 minutes of the range.
Yeah. Okay. Especially if it's those what do you call it, the capital of the state, you'd think there'd be just enough medical facilities just for redundancy for the key players of the state government or whatever. So what, Travis going to do one on Saturday, a show on Saturday, and talk about next year's already?
I believe he's doing his show on Monday this next week.
Monday, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Monday afternoon.
Yeah, it was like
Pretty much
3
everybody in Nebraska just does their shows whenever they feel like now. Like Sandhills just does it on Wednesdays whenever he feels like, and then Travis just does it.
Well, they're slaves to the corn, so whatever the
That's true. Like they'll wake up and the corn will whisper to them, "Move your show, move your show."
If you schedule it, they will come.
America.
Was that show or was that? What was that? Field of Dreams. What state was that in?
Iowa.
Iowa, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
It was. Dicer.
fake state.
Iowa, Nebraska, same thing.
Actually, Voss knows that Iowa and Nebraska are one and the same thing. Carter Lake, Iowa is on the Nebraska side of the river. How does that work?
Yeah, some of it leaked in. Yeah, when I was there, kind of talking with everybody, and I'd tell them, yeah, I don't know, this might be my time, because it was, the one thing I could do this year was that, next year I can maybe do one thing again. I really would like to do it again. I don't know, 'cause there's other stuff, like, well, I would like to go to Wanamaker to experience it sometime.
You can do all the stuff you did there, it sounds like, at Wanamaker, except live in a big building together. Unless you get a timeshare together.
Yeah, and that would, I could meet other people at Wanamaker and then experience Wanamaker on top of that.
Well, we've
Yeah,
got
that's
ranges
why-
at Wanamaker that we can meet up and go to. That we've done.
That's why I live here in Kansas. That way, it's pretty short distance. It's 3 hours one way to Nebraska and 3 hours the other way to Oklahoma. So I'm right in between the two.
They're gonna California up your Kansas. So we keep telling everybody how convenient it is to be in Kansas all the time.
There's plenty of room for them here. That's for sure.
Oh,
We can send the people from Portland down to Kansas.
Send them to Colorado. They'd like it better there.
Rocky Mountain High.
That's right. They fit right in.
So are there any other takeaways from the weekend?
What other adventures besides the thing? Didn't you get there early and leave late? What about Gizzard? Did you have any other adventures or any side trips or adventures on the road traveling?
Not really. I come in early. I came in Friday evening so I could spend the night. But other than that, really, no. I went home. I left about the time a lot of people were leaving, which is late afternoon on Sunday, so I could get home Sunday evening.
You said about a 3-hour drive for you.
Closer to 3.5.
What did everybody eat for breakfast at this place?
Donuts.
Cooking your own breakfast there type of thing?
Yeah, donuts was pretty much it, unless you brought something else to eat.
Okay, so it's not like everybody went to some restaurant in the morning.
No, to my knowledge, now the people who stayed out of town, they may have went somewhere for breakfast, but the ones who were staying there, nobody left to go get breakfast or anything.
And it's not like the kind of place where there's a gas station around the corner that has breakfast sandwiches or like a McDonald's 3 blocks down or nothing.
No.
Okay. And there was no the lady down the street makes burritos or nothing like that either. I'm guessing.
Not that I know of.
So next time you do it, would you bring a bunch of fixins from like the local? There's got to be a store nearby, and then have food or whatever.
I usually always bring like some snack sticks, like some meat snack sticks or something like that, and
I mean, I'd die if I only ate donuts.
and then soda or something like that, because you can put soda in the refrigerator, and of course they have all the bottled water you care to drink. I mean, they had case after case of bottled water in there, and they ended up with, I think, 3 extra cases, and we let them keep them.
Oh, the place provided the donuts. Now I'm reading the comments out there. The place you were at gave you donuts every morning?
No, Travis brought the
Travis.
donuts in from Lincoln, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And then for lunch, they made burgers and hot dogs.
So you didn't need to go anywhere for lunch.
No.
Nope, Travis cooked it for us there. And
How
the
many
hot
vegan
dogs were
how many
pretty
vegan
good.
options were there for lunch and dinner and breakfast?
Donuts.
Lots of corn stalks.
I mean, they had chips and stuff like that. And I did see a bag of salad mix, so you could have made a salad, I believe.
Is this corn around there real corn or cow corn?
Den corn.
You're not
For
going
feed.
eating any corn then. Okay.
Oh, you can.
You can eat it. I mean, we always ate field corn.
Yeah, where I
Mhm.
lived at, you could go eat corn and it was delicious. I mean, for human kind of corn, like stuff you'd boil and eat. So eating that raw was great, but I'm not eating no cow corn. At least it ain't the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Honcho says there are no vegans in Nebraska.
So anyway, what about other adventures and on the road and traveling and stuff?
DJ's driving is an adventure. Yeah, I didn't really do anything extra other than when DJ took me around. He took me to a gun shop that he liked, and
Or you just not going to talk about this gun shop? Did you go in there or you just went past it?
no, we went in, walked around. They had a lot of Henry rifles. Yeah, we stopped by a guitar shop, looked at guitars.
Yeah, so you had a different experience than most of us. I've never seen Omaha in that area.
So when you
Next
fly
year,
there,
Gary.
you got to fly to Omaha because Lincoln doesn't have an airport.
They do, but it was more expensive to fly into Lincoln.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a regional.
And Mutual of Omaha is in Lincoln, so that's like the biggest town in the country, or I mean, in Omaha, and that's the biggest town in the state.
Easily.
Yeah.
The population of the two cities is greater than the entire rest of the state.
I drove
By a lot.
through there, and I didn't realize I was driving through there by the time I drove through there. So I was expecting it a bit more, I guess. So
The
but at
flight,
least I drove by.
the flight into Omaha, had the most babies I've ever seen on a plane, and the most organized deplaning I've ever seen. It went row by row, and nobody got up until it was your time, until it got to your row.
So what's up with that? It was just coincidence, or was like everybody used to
Midwest
flying?
hospitality. I don't know. I asked. I talked to the couple next to me had a baby. Kind of was asking them, but they were from Seattle, so they're like, "Yeah, there's a lot of babies here." I don't know.
Oh, there's some kind of baby trafficking ring. Are they paying good money for babies in Nebraska or something? Or it's like if you bring a baby, you fly free.
I don't know, but it was nice. It was only just over 3 hours. The flight back was I guess the headwind was low because it wasn't too much longer.
Well, it sounds like you had to fly 1,000 feet up, 1,500 feet up, and then it was 1,500 feet back down.
But I'm used to like 8 hours or more on flights.
Oh, going across the ocean.
Yeah.
Is it weird flying where you can land anywhere instead of like dying in the ocean every time you crash?
Yeah. The way out, I kept the shade closed because I didn't want to, wake up the baby. So I didn't see the sights. The way back, I had it open, but there's not much to look at when you're flying
What?
over
You're flying during the day or night?
during the day.
Yeah, you would have flown over at some point Wyoming and the Continental Divide, I think.
I slept
Maybe
through
even Yellowstone. Any emergencies or interesting events while you're all there?
No, luckily there was no emergencies. Yeah, Pat's wife, she said they're going to provide the beef next year for the lunches.
But he brought a bunch of frozen beef with him and sent it back with a lot of us. He gave me 2 1.5 pound packages of ground
Bunker
beef and 1 steak to take home, which I thought was really nice.
Bunker beef.
Bunker beef, yeah.
Pat's Patties of bunker beef.
Exactly.
But Nebraska was the second farthest east I've ever been. So
Well, I
I've been-
forgot Wayward Son Custom ended up getting pink eye while we were there.
Oh, that's a good point because I seen somebody look like he got clobbered or something. What happened?
Yeah,
there?
he got mouthy. So
He found out after he got there, the next day he phoned home and found out that his son had came down with pink eye. So he probably picked it up from him before he ever left. But he was wondering himself, how did he get pink eye?
yeah, he got it pretty bad.
He was miserable. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why whenever I go to events like this, I don't lick anybody's eyes.
I felt bad, every time I was near him, I used the hand sanitizer. But I did spend most of the weekend calling him poop eye.
Yeah, he actually put a tea bag in his eye for a while there.
What
It
does that
seemed to
mean?
help.
It pulls the stuff out or something.
It's still kind of the picture that I have with him. It looked like that, but it had got before the tea bag where it was really swollen and puffy. So it seemed to help.
It's like a wet tea bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of tea?
I don't
Pico
know.
preferred.
Louisiana.
I wonder if it's the tea or just the idea of having something that's absorbent and moist on your eye. Or if
Could
it's
be
just
kind of a cool, moist, and then
like
maybe
the
that-
idea of putting like a piece of meat on a bruise or whatever, right?
yeah.
But it could also be the tea has, I don't know, like astringent or whatever that word is, like antibacterial type of properties or something.
The caffeine will constrict the blood vessels.
Oh, okay.
Like
But
literally.
Kind of like stopping a bloody nose type of thing.
I can't remember if it was Travis or Defense Dad was teasing him about getting teabagged.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody teasing anybody at Thunder on the Prairie. None of that ever happened.
Is that legal in Nebraska?
I think
Uh, Probably just discouraged.
If you dance while you're teasing them, I know that's banned.
Oh, Gary,
yeah.
is there anything you would like to plug?
Oh, let's see. Foul Territory Friday night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. I got a couple videos from Thunder on the Prairie that I released this week with the Live Free Armory amp and the Taurus TX22 competition. So check those out. And thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. G23. Anything you want to plug?
Well, we're in the middle of a trial going on right now over ballot major 114. So trying to stay up as much as I can on that. I do have some videos I got to produce, so hopefully I'll get those out.
Let me get the right one here. That one. GearWebsites.com for all your 2A related t-shirts, patches, stickers, 3D design, web design, consulting, you name it, he can probably help you out. GearWebsites.com. Anything you want to plug, G-Webs?
I'll just plug this USB into there. Thanks.
Oh, no problem. DJ, plug away.
On Saturdays on the A Great Start Shooting School channel, there's a discussion each week about reducing violence and suicide prevention. So check that one out. Your boy Guns and Barbecue didn't make it to Thunder on the Prairie, but he should be back next Tuesday. Stay tuned for that. And until I see everybody again, be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock.
For those who were out there in the live chat, I appreciate you. And those who were out there but didn't say anything, I appreciate you too. If you watch this in a replay, leave a comment. Like I said, I always read the comments and they're always appreciated. Anything we talked about, agree with, disagree with, think we left out, let me know. And I can't remember if this was supposed to be an overnight weekend or not. I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
they'll do one.
Yes, this is supposed to be an overnight.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe there'll be one, maybe not. I don't know. If not, then there'll be one next weekend. So yeah. Other than that, appreciate everybody, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the night.